Hello, everybody. This is Carol from Friendly Quail. Thank you for coming to my channel. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you will subscribe. I'm doing lots of fun things and learning and tutorials. So this is for Farm Journal that I'm working on. I'm doing a playlist. It's Farm Journal step by step, Farm Journal start to finish, So today I'm working on some tags and journal cards. And I did get most of my images from either KB and Friends or Lele Love Digital on Etsy. And I did buy 2 sets. And, I didn't used to buy digitals when I first started. But because you can print them as many times as you want once you buy them, I think it's a better deal than going to even Hobby Lobby and buying Tim Holtz or something like that, because then you only get to use them once. So there's some really nice digitals on Etsy you might want to check out. The farm ones, I got most of these images are from the farm ones. I might have gotten something from Pinterest, but I'm very careful about what I get off of Pinterest, making sure that it's not copyrighted. But anyway, so far what I've done is I've taken some of the digitals and backed them with coffee dyed paper and then stitched around them, and I'm using this variegated thread. Gotta get it in the right place. Variegated thread, which has gold, green, and some reds in it, because those were the colors, that are in here. So these are just all cards that I backed with that and sewed them. So those are ready to go. These I took a piece of the one of the digitals and I cut it apart into tags. So it's like a collage tag. These I've already backed, made into journal cards, and stitched around. This one I'm going to do from scratch if you've never done something like this before. My digitals, I'm going to put it on this with the coffee dye thing. So I'm going to do that right now. I'll start with that. We got another beautiful day here in Florida. I feel so sad for the people who are in all the snowstorms and going nuts, or having things like their power being off, or water damage, no clean water. I mean, we get some of that stuff with hurricanes. Not the snow, of course, but the power outages and that type of thing. So I do understand, but we prepare for it ahead of time. And if you're up north, they're more prepared for snow. So, it makes a difference. I feel really bad for the people, especially in Texas. So I'm going to glue this onto here. And I'm going to cut it out around the edge. Now I'm not going to sew on this one right away until it's dried, because my sewing machine doesn't like to sew through wet glue. I don't know of anyone's that really do. So I will finish this one later, but I'm going to show you how I prepared the cards. When I'm going to make a tag, I know people will cut off the corner and flip it and then cut off the other one exactly like it. Well, what I've done is I've done several these old cards. I've got different angles, like some are longer than others, some have a, you can tell by the middle here, it's a sharper turn. Sometimes they only take a little tiny bit off. So today what I'm going to do is use this one, and I just made these by taking the corner off and then flipping it on the card. But now I've got a template, and I just reuse the templates all the time. So that card is ready to go. And I'll be sewing on it. What I thought I would put on this one, I've got like a little pig thing, and then maybe like a milk bucket. I might put some of this under there. I'm not going to do it right now because I like to sew around before. You know, I don't want to sew over this stuff here. And, you know, something like that. So I'll finish this one later. But that's what I like to do. I like to sew and then put stuff on it. But I do have these two ready. And I'm going to put some things on there. This one I decided that I wanted to put some lace. Now this is kind of a coffee dyed lace, or maybe I might have used like my stain and my inks and just gone over it. I don't remember. It was something that I had prepared and then not used some other time. So I'm going to put that on like this, and I always have it longer so I can cut it off. And for lace or anything like this, I use Fabri-Tac. So I usually put something like down the side, each side. Try not to use too much that it bleeds through. Ugh, sticking to me. And maybe some in the middle. Now you could put this on and sew over it as well if you wanted to. Sometimes I do that too, but I wanted the look of this to just be on here. Whoops, should have made that a little higher because I want it to stick off, and then I'll cut it off after it's dry. So there we go. Okay, and then if I have lace like this, sometimes I will put a little like snippet with a button, and I think I'm going to do that. And then I made some of these. This is a puzzle piece, and I took some of that craft, the kind of brown wrapping paper that things like come in from Amazon, and I crunched it all up, and I glued it on a puzzle piece, and then I cut it out, and I inked the edges so that they would be brown, and I put a little ink on the crinkles to make it look sort of like leather. So I'm going to be using this as a snippet, and I'm going to put just a little piece of lace on it. Let's see what we got here. It's kind of, it's actually a little piece of this that's not inked. You can ink that too. And then one of the digitals has a few words in it. So this is the word farm, inked it up. And I'm going to put that on. And then I'm just going to kind of, let's see. I think I'm going to put it kind of like this. So I'll use my art glitter glue. That's the back. This is cardboard, and it's paper and paper. And I'll stick that on up there. Okay. Now I do need to put on really like my crocodile. I don't have the big one, but I do. Oops, I forgot to put this on. May as well glue that on right away too. Use a little bit of fabric tack here. This was actually cut off, the one that I made yesterday, the trifold. I'm just going to stick the button on. Sometimes I put a little thread through there, sometimes I don't. So, there. May as well cut this off. And of course keep that because I can use it on another little snippet or something. Okay. Now I'm going to put a eyelet, and let's see, maybe a copper one. So I will eyeball where to put the hole. Put the eyelet in. Make sure it's set on the right thing. It is. And I will smash that on. Oh, it's not going tight. Come here. Oh, there we go. Sometimes I'm not very strong. Okay. And then I will put a ribbon on. And I thought maybe what I would do is put some of this gingham, green gingham on to continue kind of the green theme like with the farm. And instead of tying a knot, I will put a little glue to hold it in place. I usually do that on the back. I do that no matter what kind of knot I do the ribbon with. Ooh, I'm losing my voice today. And then I'm going to take some of this. I'll turn it around this way to make it easier for myself. This is off of some of that. I use this in another project as well that I'm doing for the Farm Journal. So it's some of that burlap. So I'm going to put this on here and tie it in like a knot to hold it. Square knot. And I don't know if I want a bow or not. I think I'll do a bow and see what it looks like. Left the ends long enough, so if I wanted to. Yeah. There. I like that too. And you can cut these a little shorter if you want. But other than I haven't inked it. I usually ink. I'll quick do that. I'm using walnut stain on this one just because it seemed like it needed to be a little darker. I'm gonna have to re-glue a little bit of this end. And a little bit up here. Didn't get enough glue to hold it tight. We certainly want that by the edges. I'll also ink the back on the edges. There we go. And tag done. Voila. All right. Now this one, I am going to, I think I'll ink it first. This one was a little wider. When I cut, I kind of cut along some of the sides of these designs on here. So one of them ended up a little wider than the other two that I got out of that page. Oh. When I start doing a start to finish, I realize how many different things you actually do when you're making a journal from start to finish. I have lots to do yet. All right. Now, I got this one actually off Pinterest, and I thought she was so cute, so I'm going to put her on here. She's holding little chicks. It was actually like an old Easter vintage card or something. I got another one where she's standing with another little girl, but it was a lot smaller. This one was already kind of blown up. So I printed it and then cut it out. And when I put this on, I thought I put it so that she would just be kind of like standing on it. Move her over a little bit till she's all on. Let's see here. I got a few words to put on. I'm going to put on lively, frolic, and play. We'll kind of fill that in. I don't think I need any other, lace or anything. I love that chicken right there. Kind of makes me afraid of chickens. Like it might be mad. Okay. So frolic. And then we'll do play. I kind of audition things when I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I'll lay things on and see if I like it. I didn't want to do that during the video because it takes a longer time. And until I figure out how I can take longer videos, I'm kind of letting that go, not being able to do that. But I try to show you at least a little bit of each step. Let's see. These must be a cheaper brand I think I'm going to use something different. I've got these that's actually a grommet. It has the back on it. I'll use that one. That one I have to make my hole just a little bigger. So I use, let's see if this one will work. Nope, I need my bigger awl. So I'll put that in and make it bigger enough that I can push this in. Yeah, that's better. And then on the back, you have this little backing. You have to make sure the rounded part is up because that's how these work the best. And a lot of times when I do this, I hold my crocodile upside down so that I'm putting the part that sticks out through and then press it really hard. I don't know why, but the lock part always locks up on me. So then I have a more finished look. I kind of like that, and it's a little bit bigger. All right, I'm going to do the same thing as I did for the other one with this one. I'm putting kind of a transparent with yellow dots ribbon. I'll put a little bit of glue here to hold it in place. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, that's because I'm not putting my needle back in. Open it up a little bit and hope it works better. Yeah, okay. I'm going to kind of do the same thing, but I've got a little piece of silk ribbon that's yellow for this one. All right, so I'll put that underneath and tie it at the top of the tag. Keep that ribbon in there. Okay, I'm going to do a double knot. I left it long enough to do a bow. I do rabbit ear bows, not normal, but it was the easiest for me to do. And when I taught my kids who are both, I'm right-handed and they're both left-handed, this was the easiest way that I had to teach them how to tie a bow. So I still do it. Pull it nice and tight. And again, I can cut some of that off. I probably will. Cut a little bit of the end off here. And then I got another one done. So those are kind of fun if you use that already collage things. I have done some of my own collage pieces, and I did like a masterboard, and then I copied it and I put it into in my computer, and then I can print it off, and I just took pictures of it in various spaces so that they're not all the same, and I print off one and I on cardstock and cut it, and then I did put coffee dyed paper on the back. And so then I've already got some things on it, so I'm gonna put a tab on the side, because I'm gonna make a pocket out of an envelope that will have a side tab or a side opening, and I will be using this out the side to pull it out of the pocket. So I kind of already went through and picked out what I was going to put on it and inked it up ahead of time. Da-da-da. Now this one, I wanted to put this on first before I sewed it. Oh, we don't want to put it on upside down, because I like to sew over the tab. I think I want it up a little higher. So these little flowers on the bottom. Do that. And on this one, I'm going to put this ribbon, and it was kind of white, so I dirtied it up a little, or grunched it up a little on both sides so you can see the difference. And I'm going to be using this, and I will be putting it through where you put the loop through and pull it, and so it'll just be this one up on top. But I'll do that a little later, because I want to put a little tiny charm that I can hang off the side. So I'm going to change this to the smaller size, because I want to put a small one on. All right. And I've got some of these little ones I think I will use maybe this color. So now I'm going to use the little hole. I'll also be putting something in the top up here. I usually do that because it's a little stronger. Okay, now let's see if I can get this lined up. Yeah, that one went in really well. I can really tell the difference between cheap ones and more expensive ones. And then I like to use the ball pens. Let's see. Okay. I'll turn it around like that. So now I've got a little key. It is hanging on the side, and I'll put that ribbon on the top. And when we get to the pocket that I'm going to use for that, I'll show you how that goes in. So, just making a few journal cards today and tags, and I'm glad you were with me to watch and kind of, you know, not make me craft alone. And I will see you in the next video. Maybe we'll try some pockets then. So this is Carol from Friendly Coral saying thanks for being here, and bye.